Today's video, I'm going to take you around this Jennifer Price made Vigilante mouthpiece. It's the Branford Marsalis model, and first of all you'll notice something quite familiar if you are a fan of Guardala mouthpieces, because of course these are from Guardala blanks, as you can see by the pink bite plate there. The whole thing is basically a Guardala, but with a different name, because she worked on them mouthpieces, and to be honest, she's done a fantastic job. I've played a bunch of her mouthpieces and the mouthpieces that she's been refacing and touching up with Dave Guardala mouthpieces, and to be honest, her job and her work is fantastic. I've got nothing in association with Jennifer Price or Vigilante mouthpieces. I just find that their mouthpieces are very, very, very good quality. And here we go. This is the Vigilante. Let's have a look if we can see here. I mean, if you slow down the video or pause it, you'll see it says on here Vigilante along the top. Then there's a big engraving of B and M. And whatever that says on the bottom, I have no idea. It's just a bunch of squiggles to me. To be honest, I'm not really a fan of all the engraving on mouthpieces and stuff like that, because I don't know why. Unless it means something, of course, but to me, I have no idea what these squiggles are. Anyway, if I look inside, if I try and get in the light, you can actually see some of the file marks. There's very, very faint, so maybe somebody's cleaned up the facing and touched it up. Regardless, it plays fantastic, and it has this roll over baffle. You see the baffle here is kind of long here and rolling over, so it looks to be a bit more like the Guardala traditional model in my view. So maybe somebody has touched this up and converted it, but I'm not sure, because I really don't know. And I can still see the file marks in the light here. Anyway, I'll stick a reed on it. I'm going to use a Rigotti Wild 2.5 reed and this funky ligature. So the reed's on now, and as you see by my ligature position, I like to have it round about 3/4 of a centimetre below the curve of the reed cut. And for me, that just allows the reed to vibrate a bit more free, because I like that buzz and I like that edge in the sound. So the reed's all ready to go. Right, so now the mouthpiece is on the saxophone. Let's do one thing now and give it a blast. I'll step back and here we go. sound on the Jennifer Price Vigilante Branford Marsalis model. The size of this is very comparable to my Francois Louis original. This is a size 8 and it's very, very comparable in size and feel, but I think this has a bit more edge and a bit more projection. Regardless of what you think of the sound of this, to me, I think it's a fantastic free blowing mouthpiece. I prefer this bright edginess, hence I go and gravitate towards these Guardala-esque Vigilantes, the Bob Berg model mouthpiece as I call it. I like this sort of sound. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that inside out now. So I really like the pull of this mouthpiece. It's kind of a dilemma because this landed on my lap a few days ago from a friend of mine, and I want to say a big shout out to my friend Kåre. Thank you very much, man. Solid guy, salt of the earth. It was great playing with you and jamming with you the other day. Really had fun. And I got that from him. Also, a big shout out to a friend of mine back in the UK from my area, Davey. You know where you are, you know who you are. This is a shout out to you also, Dave, because I first tried these Branford Marsalis models on the Dave Guardala line of mouthpieces years and years ago, when myself and Dave were both snotty-nosed students back at college in Newcastle, and that's where I first came across these sort of mouthpieces, the Guardalas, the originals, the Branford Marsalis. And at the time, I couldn't really get away with it because first enough, I probably wasn't good enough or able to understand or appreciate the mouthpiece to what it really is. And I was so stuck into my Lawton. My embouchure was, what I say wrong now, it was too tight. So I didn't have the proper technique and freedom of my embouchure to appreciate that mouthpiece. Now, many multiple moons have passed. I really understand these mouthpieces after playing so many and owning so many original Guardalas and Vigilantes. I have to say that these mouthpieces are absolutely fantastic. And if you're looking for a bright but also full, I mean, if you want to have a full and darker sound, you can still get it. I love it. I love what I do. And I really like this mouthpiece. So this bad boy has a bit of a competition going on now. Why do I do this to myself? Because I'm sometimes an idiot. Anyway, have a great day. If you like this video, click on like, click on subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Have a great day.